How do you define wokeness? Because I hear people use the term all the time, and it means something different to everybody.
Well, again, I think it's this collection of ideas that are not building on liberalism, but very often undoing it. I mean, 5 years ago, Abraham Lincoln was not a controversial figure among liberals. We liked him. Now they take his name off schools and tear down his statues. Really? Lincoln isn't good enough for you? 5, 10 years ago, bedrock liberalism was we are striving to be a colorblind society where we don't see race. Of course, we see it, but it doesn't matter. That's not what woke is. Woke is something very different. It's identity politics. We see it all the time. It's always the most important thing. I don't think that's liberalism. I mean, I could mention so many issues like that.
Today, we're checking out comedian Bill Maher, absolutely destroying the woke ideology. Make sure you like and subscribe if you enjoy this video. Let's go.
Nobody ever gets canceled for being too woke. So you can say the craziest thing, like men can have babies, and then nobody will, even though people are thinking, well, that's kind of nuts, nobody will say it. They'll just fall in line. Yeah, exactly. That's what I've always thought. Men can have babies. Sure. I saw a dude who was glowing yesterday. I mean, and that's the problem.
And it's totally insane.
Cowardice.
Yes, it is. It's moral cowardice, isn't it? But
it's intellectual cowardice.
But it also comes from a place of reality, that fear, because they see people around them literally getting cancelled, getting shamed and abused and hounded out of jobs, and they think, I don't want it to happen to me.
And finally, new rule, I have a brand new book. You know what I mean? Right?
Does that really sound like me?
Oh, Bill, you're warming up to it. You hear it, right?
I don't hear it.
You don't?
I don't.
Say the following word. Ready? Wrong.
Wrong.
Look into the camera and say, my book is wrong.
No.
Oh, no? Okay, fine. You know what bothers me about the modern left, Bill? They haven't read the book. Buy it now. What's it called? What this comedian said will shock you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Buy the book now.
And I keep basically the same philosophy for 30 years, even though the politics changes, so my audience sometimes changes. I mean, I've lost a fair number of this, what I would call the super woke, and it's good. Don't let the door hit you in the ass. You were no fun to begin with. You have a terrible sense of humor.
Yeah. I think that's, don't you say, you tell me, because you have a little more of a sense of what the mood in the room, so to speak, is, but I feel like that particular affliction is waning in some way. Because it feels like it's reached its useful conclusion. The critical mass is like, okay, we get it. There is a useful quality.
I agree, woke has gone way too far and has to be stopped.
Try making too woke be a cancelable offense. It's important for America to have a center-left party and for that party to be competitive. And a good first step toward that goal would be to make the voters not want to punch you in the face. I will conclude by saying the reason I'm so mad at the Democrats is because as a voter, the issues that were important to me were democracy and the environment. And now, there's no one to champion or defend either of them because you, with your aggressively anti-common sense agenda and shitty exclusionary attitude, blew it. You lost everything. House, Senate, White House, Supreme Court, and left us completely unprotected and ready to be violated. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody!
You're going to meet with the president.
I am?
So Kid Rock makes it happen. What do you think has been the response so far? What do you think it will be, and why are you doing it? Which I'm totally for, by the way, and I love it.
I get it. Well, I'm doing it because, first of all, it was presented as
a dare.
not a dare. No, just like, maybe this is a beginning to heal America. No, I don't have some sort of complex where I think I can heal America. I can't. Okay, let's get that clear. I'm not going to be healing America. But if two guys who've been at each other for so long, I mean, it's kind of a Nixon to China thing. I have the credentials.
There was nobody who was harder on Trump or more prescient about the fact that he wasn't going to leave office voluntarily than I was. I feel like I have the credentials. But they also respect me because I'm honest about the woke train to crazy town.
Exactly. The woke train to crazy town. I agree with him, honestly. The woke train has to be stopped, and it is a great idea to meet with Donald Trump to make amends. Make sure you like and subscribe if you haven't already, and you can also join the channel and become a member to support me so I can keep creating more videos like this one for you in the future.
He has been relentless, really, ever since.
Yeah, well, Bill, when he showed up at the White House, he'd actually brought a list of insults Trump had said about him and gave it to Trump. And what did he do? He signed it, which is very Trumpian. And they laughed and they laughed. Kudos to Maher. You know, he knows this is going to burn whatever bridge that remains with the tolerant left.
It's also the case that, like, all of the reflection that happened after losing an election and trying to figure about how do you win back people you lost was real and true. And I guess my feeling is you got to fight, you got to try different things, and you have to be authentic. You can't, like, reverse engineer any of this off a blueprint.
This Ken Martin guy, he said something I've heard Democrats say a lot. We didn't get our message out. Or maybe I'm paraphrasing, but that's it. And I've said this before to Democrats. No, you did. That's the problem.
Yeah.
That's the problem. Your message from the Democrat is wrong. The Democratic Party is a total failure, and they have to do better if they want to win an election ever again.
Of course, we just had the election, and I feel like my conscience is very clear. I warned everybody about Trump, and then I warned them about what would get him reelected, which was stupid wokeness, which is what got him reelected. So I feel my conscience is very clear that I told you, and I told you, and I told you, and I lost fans for it. You know, lots of the super woke that, like, I'm not woke enough for them. Yeah, but, like, I think I had it right. Like, that kind of stuff is what lost the election for the Democrats. It's in all.
Maybe part of it. I don't know. I think a lot.
They have polling on it.
Well, I think it's inflation. I think Americans hate inflation.
That's certainly what
they hate
part
inflation.
Of it.
They hate riots, and they hate black women.
They don't.
And they hate trans people.
Oh God, John, we're not
Dude,
gonna.
they just spent hundreds of millions
They
of dollars
don't hate
demonizing
black
trans people, and that's disgusting.
Yeah, we shouldn't talk politics.
Okay,
Absolutely ridiculous.
Wokeness seems a lot about canceling people, catching people at something, renaming stuff. Liberalism was at least about trying to fix things. It was about trying to lift people up, the people who had been forgotten, genuinely, and there are many of them, and downtrodden. These are the people we wanted to lift up. That's different than just pointing fingers and saying, I'm more pure than you are, and I think I can prove it. Mm-hmm. You know, you never want to get into a who hates racism the most contest with someone on the woke left. It's like, you know what? I hate it too. Okay? Shouldn't that be enough?
Except I also hate anti-white racism, unlike them.
I agree with Bill Maher, right? Now, I think he's a powerful voice, and he has to be heard that the woke left has gone way too far, and they should come under Donald Trump and agree with what he's doing right now and make sure to support his agenda for the people.
Regulations that aren't necessary, that aren't. I mean, you really don't believe that the state we live in, California, is lacking regulation. There's over 300,000 regulations. I mean, Well,
maybe they're needed.
They're not. When I tried to put in a garage door, I had to have 3 inspections. There should have been none. I should be allowed to change my garage door.
Are you kidding? Really? It was about a garage door?
Absolutely.
I'm sorry. Yeah, that is.
No, you know this about California. Come on.
I don't.
Well,
I'm sorry, I don't.
You don't? You've never heard that California is overtaxed and overregulated? That we are a one-party state where there's sort of no checks on that sort of extreme leftism. And what do you think?
I don't for a minute consider California a state that is extreme leftist. Not at all, not any way.
Well, that shows where your politics.
Yeah, completely blind. She's completely blind, and Bill Maher is right on this point. California has become basically unlivable now under Gavin Newsom, and it should be honestly resigned.
The woke mind disease does exist.
Yeah.
And it does exist in potentially anybody. You know, people really got on Musk for saying woke mind disease, and let me tell you, he's got a woke mind disease now too. I mean, and that's the political situation we're in. Basically, it's like he's not wrong that there is a woke mind disease on the left. I agree, but Trumpism is also a mind disease.
Oh, absolutely.
And man, some of these guys who used to be center right have gone full on. You know, like the way Trump either makes you go so far left, you're obnoxious. So far that you're...
But it is not Trump's fault at all. It is the Democrats' fault because the left has gone way too extreme and way too woke. People just went on the side of Donald Trump and the Republican. Bit of the voice of common sense, the voice of reason right now. The Democrats should do better.
They just stopped being any fun. I mean, they made everyone feel that everything they said and did and every word was wrong. And people don't want to live like that, feeling that everything they do is wrong.
No. You think we're over that era? Do you think that?
No, I think,
right.
I mean, I think Democrats are just in a coma. They haven't figured out.
Right. But no, the woke are not giving up on that. I mean, we the Seven Dwarves movie just came out.
Oh, right.
And
there are no dwarves, right?
They fought about the dwarves. It's so funny. This is, again, one of my big problems with progressives. They're so stupid so often about things that they find their way back to something that's very unprogressive. Like you think getting jobs for people, very progressive. Not if you're a dwarf, because like there are dwarves out there who wanted to play these parts who couldn't.
You can be woke with all the nonsense that now implies, but don't say that somehow it's an extension of liberalism.
Right.
Because it's most often actually an undoing of liberalism. So you can have your points of view and your positions on these things, but don't try to piggyback on what I've always believed. I have always believed, as liberals do, for example, in a colorblind society, that the goal is to not see race at all anywhere for any reason.
Yes.
That's what liberals always believed all the way through. Obama, going back, Kennedy, everybody, Martin Luther King. That's not what the woke believe. They believe race is first and foremost the thing you should always see everywhere, which I find interesting because that used to be the position of the Ku Klux Klan.
I'm on the side of Bill Maher. Honestly, I think he's right about this. I think people are talking about identity politics and race way too much, and we should be colorblind, we should be race blind as a society, as a community, as a nation. Honestly, wokeness is going way too far now.
I'm seen as this ultra controversial person. And yes, I have lost audience and I don't miss them. I wish everyone would love me. But again, we got to get rid of the people without the brain. They're not even coming. And then some of them are very brainy. You know, they only can see the world through team players. You know, everything that their team does, which is usually out here in Hollywood, the blue team, the liberals, which I mostly am with them anyway. We're voting for the same person. You know, we're generally on the same side. To a lot of them, I'm some sort of arch conservative because I won't go along with all your supreme leftist nonsense or the stuff like about the vaccines. I mean, that's a good example. That just became a leftist identity thing. The more I want masks, the more I want vaccines, the better person I am. And the more you question it, the more you're conservative. It's not even a conservative liberal issue. It's medicine. It's science.
Absolutely ridiculous what the left is doing right now. They have gone way too far, honestly. Bill Maher, I'm happy to see him being on the common sense side, being on the MAGA side and coming slowly to the Trump side as well, to the voice of reason, to the voice of common sense, to what Americans voted for. Honestly, I hope Bill Maher get on the side of Trump in the future and push common sense back everywhere and stop with all of the leftist and the wokeness nonsense that is poisoning our country, our society, our nations, and hopefully it will get better in the future. It was a great video to watch today to see Bill Maher find common ground with MAGA people, with Trump supporters, with Republicans. I think he has some great ideas. I think he stands for liberalism, and I think that's a good thing. But it is, of course, old school liberalism. It is not the woke leftist liberalism that is pushing all of this woke nonsense nowadays everywhere, including politics, including Hollywood, and it is sad. Honestly, they have to be stopped. Let me know if you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You can also become a channel member to support me so I can keep making more videos like this one for you in the future. I appreciate you being here as always and staying with me till the end. And click right there to watch the next video, and I will see you there. Bye bye.